Okay, so this is just a rough timetable for the day. Like I said, for many of you, this just won't be practical at all. And to be honest, I don't know if we'll even end up sticking to it. I just thought it would be good to plan out a few activities to do throughout the day and kind of think about when we might do them. So I've just put before 9, obviously get up, get dressed and get ready. And I think for us that'll be quite important just for on the weekdays to keep it a bit more normal, just to be up and ready before 9. Then I've put 9 till 10, do some exercise. Again, we might not stick exactly to that. I mean, some days it might just be 20 minutes exercise. But I think it would be nice to start the day doing something active. So I've put either walk, scoot around just our local area if we can still do that. Or not, or if not, just do an exercise video. I know the body coach is doing live sessions. I think it's 9 o'clock every day, aimed at school children. So I think they'll be really good. Then I've put 10 till 11 reading. Out of all the things academically that you can do with your child, I would say reading is the most important. So if you're just going to focus on one thing during the day, I would definitely say for it to be reading. So read writing, the scheme that we do, are actually doing live little videos each day. So the one that I will be getting my daughter to watch, so she's in reception, is the set 2 sounds. You may also want to get your child to watch set 1 as well. I might get her to do that if she's in at 9:30. So set 1 sounds are at 9:30. Set 2 sounds I think are at 10, and set 3 sounds are at 10:30. So at the moment for my daughter, because she's in reception, we will be focusing on the set 1 and set 2 sounds. If your child's in year 1, then I would focus on the set 2 and set 3 sounds. So that's 10 and 10:30. Double check the blog because I've written it all down there. But I think that's when they'll be showing those videos. They should just be very short videos. I think they'll only last like 10-15 minutes. So it's not like they're going to be sat in front of a screen for a long time, because I am very conscious of this, that during this time I don't want my daughter, probably like you, don't want them to have too much screen time. Then she is going to do some reading. So this is her reading book at the moment. And I'll show you later some activities that you can do from these reading books. And then I'm also going to suggest that maybe like her dad reads her a story. She can just pick any story she likes. And then after that I've put just some free choice. You can choose. I've put some suggested activities, but of course she can choose anything she wants. So I've just put Lego, drawing, building, craft, baking, music. But yeah, that will be her choice, so it doesn't have to be one of those activities. And then I've just put lunch, 12 till 1. Again, I mean, they might not have lunch at exactly that time. It's just whenever suits them, really. Then I put 1 till 2, some kind of learning related activities. So I've actually made a couple of little games for my daughter for tomorrow, and they were really easy to make, just took me like 5-10 minutes. So I'll share those with you in a minute. You might also want to do something out of your pack at this time. And then I've put 2 till 3, free choice again. So again, she can decide whatever she wants to play with. I've put some suggested activities again: Lego, drawing, building, craft, baking, music. But again, I'm probably just going to leave it up to her to decide. And then 3 till 4, I've put some exercise again. So usually on a Monday, my daughter would usually go to dancing class, so it might be nice if she wants to like put on her dancing clothes. We maybe put on some Disney music and she'll do some dancing inside. And then finally I've just kind of put a rough time of 4 till 6. She'll probably be allowed to watch some television, maybe go on her tablet. We'll get tea ready, and then it'll be like bath shower time and going to bed. So like I said, I know for lots of you this just won't be practical, and you will be just trying to fit in little bits around when you're working. And I know for us, like my daughter's daddy is off on a Monday, but I know for the rest of the week we probably won't be able to follow this as rigidly, because we will be doing stuff ourselves, work ourselves. So I'm just going to quickly show you now some of the activities I've made for her for tomorrow. So this one over here is a phonics activity, and I saw this idea on Instagram on an account called My Teaching Mummy and Me. So if you wanted some more activities like this, if you just go to Instagram, if you've not got an account, you can easily set one up. You can just log in and put in your details, and you don't have to post anything. You can make it private so nobody else can see it. But yeah, this one comes from My Teaching Mummy and Me. And so what I've done is I have used paper towel, kitchen roll, and I've folded it in half, and then I've got some felt tip pens, and I've written some words that contain set 2 sounds. So you should have all got a copy of set 2 sounds if you're in reception, set 2 and 3 sounds if you're in year 1. So I've just taken some of the set 2 sounds. So for this one I've used oi, and I've written the word toy. So I've done t here, and then I've done the oi here. And the idea is you can't see the whole word, you can only see the t. And then what I've got over here is I've got a plate of water, and then excuse me, and then what my daughter will do is she will get the strip and put it in the water, and you can see it reveals the word, and then she would then read the word oi, toy. And so I've done a few like this. I'll show you a couple more. So we've got here, I've written play, but I've split it into the p, o, and then the a. So again, she'll put it in the water, and then it will reveal the word, and she'll read the word. Basically, it's just a bit of a nice activity to get her reading some words that makes it a little bit more fun. And then over here, I have made some coins. Now I was going to write a letter from a pirate saying that he's got some coins missing and she's got to go find them, but I don't know if I'm going to have time now. So I have written on the coins numbers from 1 to 20, because one of the reception goals, one of the early learning goals, is for the children to be able to order numbers 1 to 20. So I have written on the numbers 1 to 20. And then I'm going to get my partner, Molly's daddy, to hide the coins around the house. And then once she's collected them all, she's going to have to put them in order from 1 to 20. And then once she's done that, you might have noticed that some of the coins have stars on them. And the ones with stars on are the even numbers. And then what I thought they could have a go at is then counting in 2s. So this is just an idea for if you've got a year 1 to make it a bit more challenging, because in year 1 we do a lot of practice of skip counting in 2s, 5s and 10s. So if you've got a year 1 child and you want to make this a little bit more challenging, you could do like I've done, just some kind of way of indicating. I mean, I've got stickers on these, but you could just draw a star or do a little dot or something. And these coins I've just made out of paper. So I've just got paper, I've drawn a circle and I've written the numbers. If you don't have any paper, you could do it on like an old an old like cereal box, and just write on the back. And again, rather than just getting her to write numbers or just filling in numbers, just hiding them makes it a little bit more exciting. So yeah, they're going to go on a treasure hunt to find the numbers. She's then got to order them to 20, and then as a final challenge, she'll count the stars. So she'll count the numbers with the stars on to count in 2s. Reception children don't really need to be able to do this. This was more just a little activity I was thinking of to stretch the year 1s. So they're just the 2 little activities that I'm doing for tomorrow, and that will probably all they will do in terms of anything else other than reading her storybook. So just those two things. And those probably won't take long, so a lot of the time she will just spend it playing and choosing for herself. And at this age, that is really like the most important thing. So I'll just now quickly show you some activities that you can do in these read writing books. So these books, every child in the class should have come home with one of these coloured books. It doesn't really matter what colour it is. It just needs to be a read writing book. So inside on the first page they have the speed sounds, and when your child practices these, what you want them to do is just say f, f, s, s, v, v, z, z, z. So notice here, I said z, z, z. And what some children might do for this sound here is say s, because they know it as s. But what we've got to say is, because it is under z, that this s can sometimes also make a z sound. So then we'd go sh, th, ng, nk, b, b, k, 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 d, g, g, h, j, p, p, qu, t, w, w, x, y, ch, ch. And then we've got the vowels at the bottom. So we have got a, e, I, o. And then we've got our set two sounds here. So we've got A, E, I, O, U. And so you would just get your child to literally just say the sounds. You could do it a couple of times. And then moving on to this page, these are our green words and our red words. So the green words are the ones that you would want them to Fred talk. And to begin with, they might want to Fred talk this out loud. So for this word, they might say ng, w, I, ng, wing, d, o, m, p, dump. If your child's struggling to say any of the words, then you could sound it out and see if they can hear what you're saying. So for example, if they said t, n, if they said, sorry, t, n, t, and then said 10, you could get them first of all to have a few more goes themselves, but if they were still struggling, then you could sound it out and see if they can hear what you're saying. These ones here, so this is split into syllables, so they'd read the first syllable, then the second syllable, and then put the word together. These ones are the root word first and then the ending, so you can see they'd say doll first, and then they'd add the S on and say dolls. They'd say scruff first and then add. So here, they might just need to be told that scruff, and then they might say scruff, yeah. That in this word here, the yeah makes an E sound, so it will be scruff E. And then down here we've got our red words. So these are words that they can't Fred talk, that they will just need to learn. So some of them they might recognise. They should know the and I and said. If they're unsure of them, then you just tell them and keep practicing with them. And then we then go on to the story. So the first time your child reads this story, they might need to Fred talk some of the words. They might not be able to do it all Fred in their head, and that's fine with the first read. So they'd read it once, and maybe within a day, that might be all you want to do. You might just want to do one read of it. I want to have one read, and that might be it for the day. Another day, when your child's read it a couple of times, you might want to look at the questions to talk about. And then on another day, you might want to have a go at these speed words at the back. So these words, you'd want them to be doing Fred in their head and not Fred talking out loud. And these are the words that you want them to get really quick with, because the faster they are with these, the more it's going to increase their fluency in reading the book. So the quicker they're going to read the book, and the more likely they are to be able to give, to be able to speak with, what's the word I'm looking for? The more likely they're going to be able to read the book faster and speak with expression. That's the word I'm looking for. To read it with expression. So these are really good to practice, but like I said, you could do this on another day. This could be one day's worth of reading, just really practicing these words and maybe doing another read of the story. So don't feel like you have to do everything all in one go. And I think that is probably it for what my daughter will be doing tomorrow. So yeah, the main thing she will be doing tomorrow is having a read of her storybook. She'll be doing the number activity and the little reading activity. And then, yeah, that will probably be it for tomorrow.